Hey guys, Alexa here. So I realized yesterday when I posted my 3 week monetization update that I was so stuck in my head about the whole inauthentic thing and boohoo about YouTube and blah, blah, blah. I totally forgot to dive deep into the statistics that I wanted to dive deep into. And thank goodness for Ricardo posted a comment about, it'd be interesting to see the different statistics based on the long and short format videos. So that is what I meant to do. So thank you, Ricardo, for the reminder. And you just get stuck in your head, and we need people to remind us to get out of our head. Oh, and I also want to say thank you to everyone that posted yesterday on that video. I was feeling very low after this past week. And I know in life that that's a good thing. Like when you hit a low point, it's because you're about to discover something, right? Discover something about yourself, discover something about what you should be doing. You're at a moment where things are about to change. So I like being at the low points because I know something's happening. But anyway, and I wanted to say thank you for all the support you guys gave me yesterday with that. There were all these floods of comments that were very kind and supportive, so I really appreciate that, and it does give me the motivation to keep going. Let's jump into the statistics that I meant to talk about yesterday. So I'm in YouTube Studio, and actually I will show you how to get here just in case you want to know. You go to your profile icon, you go to YouTube Studio from the drop down, and then you go to Analytics once you're in YouTube Studio, and then from here you go to See More. And this is where I am right now. And these are all the videos that I have posted on this journey from above this Adjust Pivot 3ds Max. So these are all my videos that I've posted for this journey. And we can see how they're doing in this really lovely chart. The one thing I want to say is that I feel like this one was the anomaly. This was the popular trending thing at the time. So I got the most views and the most subscribers from this. I got 1,800 views and 175 subscribers from this post, which was great. And then I think the two videos after that, which are down here, this 182 and 145, these are shorts. These two are shorts with the 460, 447. These two videos after that, I think they were kind of feeding off the energy of this, that people subscribed right away to this. And then a lot of people watched these first two videos and then they kind of fell off, right? So I'm judging if my videos are doing well based on if they're over 50 views or not. So these I would say are doing well because they're over 50, and these are not because they're below 50, because I think 50 views is around what I'm getting. Or, I might get 20 views on something, but I think if it goes above 50, for me, that's a really good sign. That's how I'm judging things right now. This was the shorts. So the shorts did really well, 460, 447. I just posted another short last night after my week 3 update. And I haven't looked at how it's doing. I think it has like 40 views right now or something like that. So it's up to 54 views. I posted it 11 hours ago. So 54, it's above 50, so it's positive in my mind. What I think is interesting to look at on this chart is where you're getting your subscribers. So I got a ton of subscribers from the first video, and I got 5 from this one. And that's more than I've gotten from like any of the videos. So I think that this is really interesting. So it's kind of letting me know Gen X is my actual niche, which I want it to be because I'm a Gen Xer and I can relate to Gen Xers. So I think that that was really useful. And it also tells me there are people out there that are interested in this because Gen Xers probably are the ones clicking on this since the title is about Gen X. So that's a good sign, I think, with my niche idea. And I got 5 subscribers from that. I got 4 subscribers from this, which was Unlock YouTube Secrets. Again, this one was right after this video. So I'm feeling like it's probably just kind of related to that, kind of ticking off of that. So I'm not paying so much attention to this, but I am paying more attention to the ones that are down here that are getting subscribers. So this one got subscribers. People are interested in, how the journey is going. This one got one less subscriber, and I don't necessarily think it has to do with the video. I think it has more to do with, my page has been all over the place from fitness to 3D Max to personal development. And I think that, I'm posting a lot more now. I'm doing like a few videos a week. So maybe this person was a leftover subscriber from my earlier days, 10 years ago or whatever. And they're like, oh, now she's doing this. I'm not interested in that. So I'm just unsubscribe. And I think that's a perfectly good thing, because I would rather have subscribers that are watching my content than than just kind of like dead subscribers that are just sitting there. I'd rather them be doing something and engaging with the content. So if someone is not interested in the content anymore, I think it's great that they go on and support someone else. I'm not offended by that, and I think that's great. But anyway, none of these have gotten many subscribers. So I think that I'm definitely since I want to get the subscriber count up and I want to get the watch time hours up, I do think shorts are the way to go for me right now, like I said in my video yesterday. But I am really interested in long format videos because I like to deep dive into things. So I'm going to do a combination of both. But this is just, I just wanted to show you these. And now I want to dive into the different length videos and how they are holding people's attention and the retention of the videos, the average view duration, that sort of thing. So first we're going to look at longer format. So this is 10 minutes plus. This one was 15 minutes. And as you can see, it right away it goes to a kind of a hockey stick effect, and then it kind of slowly declines the whole time. And I noticed that wherever there is a peak, there is something changing on the screen, right? There's either it's going from, a slide to something else, or, it's going from a different view on the screen, like something is changing, right? That keeps people's attention. I was listening to a podcast the other day about YouTube tips or whatever, and it was saying that in order to keep people on your video longer is to change up the scene every 14 seconds. Every 14 seconds. So I think that actually holds quite a lot of weight. I think that is quite true. So you can change, the angle of which you're filming. If you're a talking head, which angle of your head you're looking at, different cameras. You can add slides, you can add animation. You just want to keep the people engaged. Every 14 seconds is when they start to get distracted. So you want to keep a lot of interest every 14 seconds. Something needs to change, which makes for a lot of editing, I must say, especially in longer format videos. But another thing I wanted to point out here is that this video is 15 minutes long, and it has an average percentage viewed 29%. So about 30% of this video, a third of this video is getting watched. That's something to pay attention to. And, this takes a lot longer to edit and film and all of that when it's a longer format video, and it's getting 29% viewed. Which, if you compare it to, this is another long one. This is 17 minutes. Also has this hockey stick effect happening and a continuously drop off. It's not dropping off, doesn't drop off completely right away. The thing I learned on a YouTube podcast was that in the beginning, it's really important to say what's on your thumbnail when they open up the video. So, and I think it's more of a psychological thing, but there's a lot of clickbait thumbnails out there, like make $1 million, and then the video is not about that, right? So, as soon as they click on this and they open up your video, they were saying that it's really important to reiterate that they're in the right place and to repeat whatever your thumbnail says. So when I start this video, I should start it with, are you ready to boost your views fast? And then that confirms to them, okay, this isn't clickbait. I'm in the right place. I want to keep watching this video. So I thought that was interesting. And I think that's a good point. I think a lot of people are, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube that's just for attention. And that if they're really seeking valuable information, to let them know that you are in the right place. I am going to talk about this. You are not wasting your time right in the beginning. So was a good takeaway I got from a YouTube thing. But what I want to show you here is the average percentage viewed of this, again, is 20%. So it's quite low, I think. So then if I go to the shorter format, this is kind of, I would say this like a medium format. These that I'm showing you next are under 10 minutes. And this has a little bit better retention, I think. And it says here it's 30%, not much more than the other one, but 30%. So it's got a lot more peaks happening, and then it's kind of diving off. I think that it's easier to keep people's attention on shorter videos, even their mindset going in. They know they don't have to pay attention for that long. Under 10 minutes is not a big deal. But as you'll see, shorter and shorter videos, this number goes up. So this one I think was a little more successful. Maybe I started talking right away about keywords, so they knew they were in the right place, and it was less of a hockey stick kind of dive in the beginning. So I think that was getting better. And then with this one, this jumped up. So this is 38.9%. We're getting closer to 40% viewed, which is great. It's a 5-minute video. So this one's a little, I'd still say this is mid-range because it's 5 to 10 minutes. And this one I think was a little bit more successful. It's about the same amount of success. Granted, people watched more of it. So I think that it was more successful in that respect. But I think you can see that the graph is a little differently. Now, if we jump to the 2-minute videos, one was almost 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes. And this video had 61.7% viewed. So it's really short, but it's getting longer view time or longer average view duration. But then again, it's only 1 minute versus if we look at this longer one, this is getting 4 minutes towards my watch time hours. But this takes a lot longer to film, edit, and post, right? It takes a lot longer to really think about these longer videos, and it's getting 4 minutes. So if I just got more views on this, I could get that 4 minutes really fast with this, right? And it's 61% is viewed. So it has a lot more retention. And then if we go to the other shorter one, this one, 40% viewed, and it was 3 minutes. So This one is really straightforward. Improve your thumbnails. I walk through tips for that. 3 thumbnail tips. I walk through 3 tips. I think that is really important. If you have a specific outline, a structure to your video, like 3 tips, 5 tips, 3 things, you need to do these 2 things, and I'm going to discuss them now, plus a bonus or something like that. That really helps with keeping people on and keeping the retention, I think, because this is a much better. It's not dropping off right away, so it's got interest in the beginning and it's sticking with it. My biggest takeaways from this data is, of course, this game you can play it any way you want, but the retention here is really much higher than these longer format videos, which lose. It's like this one was 21, so this is almost double. It's 40% versus 20% retention, and it's so much faster to produce these. So I don't know if people just want little chunks of information, and I like I said, I like to deep dive on things. So I think that if I can create short format videos that are really high value, of course that's ideal. Everyone wants things done quickly. That would be my sweet spot. But I do think that this is saying that it's 3 minutes and it's 40%. This one was just 2 minutes and it's 61%. So there's a sweet spot in here around, I would say, 2 to 5 minutes. That is really great for giving people those nuggets of information. Again, this was a step-by-step, right? Step-by-step, create another YouTube channel. It's really straightforward. It's what you need. It answers your specific question and it gets it done. This is answering a specific question as well. Like, how do I improve my thumbnails? Here's 3 things. And that was another thing I learned in Sean Cannell's course, that you want to, for evergreen videos especially, you want to answer specific questions. Like the dumbest of the dumb questions you can think of, people are searching for. And I don't mean that in any way that the people that are searching them are dumb, but there's some things that you just don't know how to do when you first come on YouTube. Like, how do I set up a channel? How do I add my profile picture? How do I add a banner? Like, these are very simple questions that maybe if you've been doing YouTube a long time, you wouldn't even think to answer. But for people that are just starting out their journey, they really need to know how to do these things so that their page or their channel looks professional. So anyway, so these were really basic tips, and I think step-by-step is the way to go for videos, and I think shorter format is also the way to go. Of course, I will continue to do longer format videos when I feel like there's a need for it, but I think that I'm going to really start to do a lot of shorts and stay in the 5-minute or less range with my videos and see what happens. Another thing I want to say is that this YouTube game, it is a game, I feel like. I think there are some strategies that you can implement in order to succeed on YouTube. But to be honest, I think the biggest strategy is just to show up and post videos that have quality content and that are helping people. Because I notice that, on the big YouTuber sites, they could have videos that totally flop. They've been doing this for 10 years, right? So even though they are successful at this, their videos, they still are, never know if their video is going to do well or not. They're doing everything they can to make sure it does, but it's still kind of up to the YouTube algorithm. It's up to the people. It's up to emotions. So it's really just a game of, do you happen to hit the nail on the head on that particular video for that particular time at that moment in life? If you're providing quality content, there's the slow and steady growth, and then you might happen to hop on a trend and you don't even realize it, and then get that, jacked up views and subscribers. So I think that what I'm realizing is that, it's a commitment. And if you're willing to do the commitment, you're going to get where you want to go eventually. So, and of course there's better ways to get there, with applying all these techniques and strategies. But I think that for the most part, just showing up and creating quality content is the most important thing. Thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope there were some tips in here that help you grow as well.